super excited for this video today because I am doing the first video in my study abroad series. I'm super excited. I leave in just 8 days, and today I am doing a pre-departure study abroad question and answer. I asked questions on my Instagram story, so I gathered questions from my friends there and then also from family via text. So sometimes I will have the question right here, but other times there just won't be anything because it's text, and yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get right into this. So question 1, what made you want to study abroad? So I think I've just always known I wanted to study abroad. When I was in high school, we would have trips for like mission trips and different educational trips, and I always wanted to go on those, but my mom said, don't go now because those are the type of trips where you go and you're in a tour group and you go see the monuments and then you don't get much time to do what you actually want to do. So wait now and then you'll get to go abroad when you're in college. So I've always just had it in my mind that I will study abroad when I'm in college. The next question is, why Budapest? And I decided to study abroad in Budapest, Hungary because my school has an affiliation with a business school in Hungary. So I actually get to take the same classes I would staying at home while abroad, and I don't have to miss out on getting any credits, so it works out really perfectly. That's the main reason, but then also I really was attracted to how it's a really unique place. I don't think I would ever choose to visit there otherwise, so I'm excited to be pushed out of my comfort zone and visit a place I never thought I would. The third question is, are your classes transferable and will they count towards your GPA? So yes, they are transferable. All of my classes will be able to be transferred to the University of New Hampshire for credit, but I will not have them included in my GPA. The next question is, what classes are you taking? So I am taking 5 classes. I am taking an Introduction to Hungarian class, which is a required class for all study abroad students. I am taking International Economics. I am taking Globalization. I'm taking a class where you get to walk around the city and it's pretty much like a guided tour. And then the 5th class, I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure it's a class about startup companies. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is. This question is, how do you pronounce Budapest? So Budapest is actually not how you pronounce it. It's Budapest, I've been told. I think. But Americans say Budapest. Do you have to know the native language to study abroad? No. And I do not know a single word in Hungarian, so that should be interesting. But I've heard that they speak English for the most part. Everyone speaks English, and then I will be taking that Hungarian class, so I think I should learn a bit. But you definitely do not need to know the language going in. I know there are programs where you do need to be a little bit more proficient, like one of the Spain trips I know, possibly an Italy trip, and also one of the France exchange programs. You do need to be pretty proficient in the language, but it all depends on the program that you're entering. Next question is, where are you living? And I actually just got my housing assignments the other day, which was really exciting. I'll put the address right here so that people can send me things, but I can't remember it off the top of my head, and it's in Hungarian, so that'll be hard to remember, but yeah, I'll put the address right here. And I know that I'm living in a place that has, quote, traditional Transylvanian decor. Not sure what to expect, but that should be interesting. Perk though, I do get a queen bed, so I'm looking forward to that, and I will not be complaining about the decor because I have a queen bed. I'm also living with another girl from the University of New Hampshire. We've met a couple of times briefly, and we've been texting quite a bit, and I'm super excited to be living with her. You guys will all meet her probably in the first video because our flight is together. And I've told her that I'm planning on having a YouTube channel for when I'm abroad, and she seems excited, so she'll definitely be in a lot of the videos. What countries do you plan on traveling to? So I'm planning on traveling to at least 10 different countries because we have 15 weekends while we're abroad, and so I figure I'll stay in Budapest for at least 5 and then travel to different countries on the remaining weekends. But some of the top countries that I want to hit are Greece, Italy, Spain, Portugal, And then I want to go to Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and we've already planned to go to Oktoberfest in Munich, Germany. So definitely those ones, possibly France. I'd love to go skiing in the Alps. Definitely traveling around Hungary. We're gonna be going to Vienna and Prague also when my parents come to visit. So yeah, lots to come. Many trips to vlog. Who are you traveling with? So I am actually traveling with Jordan. Yes, Jordan is coming on my study abroad trip too. And then our mutual friend Steven, and then Caroline, who is my roommate. And there are, I think, 8 other people from the University of New Hampshire and 14 total from the US. So we make up the study abroad group, and then I'm sure I'll make friends from the university in Hungary. But those core 4, Caroline, me, Steven, and Jordan, will probably make up the smaller groups for our weekend trips. What are you most looking forward to? This is a really hard question because I'm looking forward to all of it. But I think what I'm most looking forward to is the weekend trips, because I can't imagine being able to just go to a different country for a weekend. That's not very easy to do in the United States, whereas in Europe you can easily hop on a train and be there in a few hours, really wherever you want in the EU. So that's gonna be really awesome, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it. So I think that's what I'm most looking forward to. What will you be eating? Traditional food of Budapest. So I've heard that Hungary doesn't have a lot of traditional food other than goulash. I've heard about goulash a lot, which is a soup that has like meat and peppers, or I don't exactly know what it is. I'll definitely find out when I get there. But I've heard they don't have a lot of traditional food. So when you go out to eat, it's a lot like the United States, where you choose Italian or American or Chinese or Thai. They have kind of food from all over the world while you're there. So I don't think it'll be too hard to adjust to, which I'm happy about. But once again, I'll see when I get there. How are you preparing to leave? So we are 8 days away from departure day, and I really have not done much. I still have to go shopping for a whole list of things that I have to buy before leaving. I have to pack, which is gonna be a feat for sure. And I'm actually planning on making a pack with me to study abroad video. But what I have done to prepare is I have downloaded podcasts, and I've downloaded music, and then I've also downloaded shows. I downloaded the new season of Jane the Virgin on Netflix, so that on the plane and once I get there, if I don't have Wi-Fi, which I would think I would have Wi-Fi, but I can watch that to be entertained or listen to those things. How many suitcases will you bring? I plan on bringing 1 large suitcase, 1 travel-on size suitcase, and a backpack. And I have to pack 4 months worth of clothes, shoes, bathing suits, coats, makeup, hair stuff, toiletries, like my entire life for 4 months has to fit into that. We'll see how that goes. Should be interesting. So stay tuned for that video. Are you expecting any visitors? Yes, I am expecting visitors. For 1 week, my parents are coming, and then for 1 week, Jordan's parents are coming, and they overlap for a weekend. So I believe with my parents, we're going to Prague. I think, it might be the opposite, but I think we're going to Prague with my parents, and then Vienna with his parents. And the week that it overlaps, we're all staying in Budapest, and Jordan and I are going to be touring them around the city. So I'm really looking forward to that. When will you be back? I will be back on December 21st, so just a few days before Christmas. Are you worried about missing out on opportunities back in the United States? Yes and no. Like, I will miss my friends, I'll miss the organizations that I'm a part of. I hope that it doesn't affect my applications for internships for next summer. Like, there are a few things I'm worried about, I'm gonna be missing homecoming, which I also missed last year, so that kind of stinks. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna be having so much more fun and making so many more memories that will last a lifetime that I wouldn't be making if I stayed at home, so I'm not worried about that. How are you going to celebrate Thanksgiving? So I just got informed that they actually have a Thanksgiving for American exchange students abroad, so that'll be pretty cute. It's kind of like a Friendsgiving. And then I'll probably FaceTime my family just to say hi to everyone when they're all together. Are you nervous? I'm less nervous than I thought I would be. I feel like I should be more nervous than I am because I've never been away from my family for more than a week. So this will be a change, but I'm really not that nervous. I think it helps that Jordan is coming, so it's like familiar to be with him. And then I'll be able to FaceTime family, and my parents are coming for a week. I'm really not nervous. How are you going to stay in contact with family and friends while you're abroad? I am planning on getting a SIM card once I get to Hungary, so I can just take out the US SIM card and put in one from Hungary, and I'm sure it'll be like pay on a monthly basis, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to text, call, FaceTime, all that, and then on top of that, obviously I'll be able to email because I'm sure there's Wi-Fi in Hungary, and then I'm posting all these videos for my family and friends to be able to follow my journey on my weekend trips and classes and all that. Do you think you need to have traveled a lot before studying abroad? Yes and no. I think that I've traveled quite a bit, so I think that that's gonna put me at a little bit of an advantage because I'm more comfortable with, train systems, airports, booking flights and hotels, street smarts, trying to communicate with someone that doesn't speak English, all of those kind of things. But at the same time, I think you could be just fine studying abroad. If you haven't traveled a lot before, I wouldn't discourage you whatsoever if you haven't done a lot of traveling. Just know that you need to be smart about it. Common sense is number one, especially while traveling in a country you're not familiar with. But no, I definitely don't think it's necessary to have traveled a lot before studying abroad. How much money to bring for when you're there for food and other things? This is a huge variable because I've heard anywhere from like 3,000 to 10,000, which is a huge range. But I've heard that it really just depends on your spending habits, how many trips you go on the weekends, if you're buying clothes, if you eat out versus cooking food for yourself. I hope I don't spend $10,000. But definitely save before studying abroad because you want to be able to make the most out of your experience. So that's what I did this summer with my internship. I just saved, and now I'm gonna have a lot of fun. That also kind of relates to the is it expensive to study abroad question. And yes, it's expensive to study abroad, but it also depends on the program that you're in and all of those factors that I just mentioned. But for me, I think the tuition and housing is about the same as I spend to be on campus. You can save money if you study abroad because sometimes the cost of living in the country that you're in is a lot cheaper than it is in the United States. It really just depends. Okay, so you can probably hear that, but it just started raining and the camera is right under a window. So I'm gonna stop it there. I got through almost every single question, but I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot, especially if you're planning on studying abroad. Oh my god, it's so loud. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.